The Reckoner Rises, Volume 2, Version Control. Highwater Press presents The Reckoner Rises, Volume 2, Version Control. Written by David A. Robertson and illustrated by Scott B. Henderson. Image descriptions written by Scott B. Henderson. Cover. Over a black background is an electric blue image of a young woman holding a swirling orb in one outstretched hand. She has a high ponytail and piercing white eyes. She wears a jacket with sharp, flaring cuffs and high collar. A wide scarf is loosely wrapped around her neck, concealing her mouth. Circling over the orb are ribbons of mist that snake down and across the woman's body, melding with the long lines of her hair and scarf, becoming one with the powerful, intense figure. Across the top in bold red block letters is the title, The Reckoner Rises, Volume 2. At the bottom is the subtitle in white, Version Control. Production notes. The detailed and colorful illustrations in this book are presented in a comic book format, with panels of varied sizes and black gutters. The line art was originally penciled and inked on comic illustration paper at 11 inches by 17 inches, then copied, reduced, and printed for the graphic novel. Line art edits, coloring, and lettering were done on computer, utilizing programs such as Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. The line art illustrates characters and settings realistically, with some idealized embellishments. It incorporates a traditional North American pen and ink art style, utilizing a vast catalog of visual references. Even in a fictional story, many environments are referenced from the real world, along with the use of models for anatomy and authentic poses. While colors are realistically represented, patterns and themes of color unify the story, guiding transitions throughout the panels and pages. Rich colors emphasize the highly detailed line art with painterly brush strokes, accentuating the cross-hatching of the line art. Inside cover image 1. Across 2 pages, in black ink over teal blue, the young woman stands in an industrial bunker with one hand pressed against a glass wall. She peers in with sad, furrowed brows at a prisoner with long, scraggly hair who presses a hand against hers on the other side of the glass. The young woman brings her other hand to her lips, closed in a tight fist. Inside cover image 2. Across a 2-page spread in black ink, the young woman steps onto the metal fire escape of a brick high-rise building. She gazes across the white page through a black mask, revealing only her intense eyes. The scarf is wrapped protectively around her neck and chin, surrounded by the wide collar of her black jacket that spreads out like wings. She grips a bar with one hand and lifts up a knee, ready to leap up and away. The title is emblazoned across the scene in bright teal blue. Reckoner Rises, Volume 2, Version Control. Inside cover image 3. A single faded gray panel sits in the middle of a white page. Within the frame, the young woman pulls her face mask down to her scarf. Her piercing dark eyes stare boldly straight ahead. A rippling curtain of northern lights shimmers in greens and yellows against an inky midnight sky. Standing on the crest of a grassy knoll is a man in a black uniform. His warm brown hands tightly grip a semi-automatic pistol as he grimaces in consternation. A radio receiver is clipped on his left shoulder, the cord snaking down to his utility belt with extra magazines at the ready. On his black cap is the golden yellow ML logo. The guard's white ID patch sits over his heart. It reads, Mark.
Fuck.
A caption in yellow hovers over the flashback. Wounded Sky First Nation. Weeks earlier, before the fateful showdown on the rooftop of Mihko Labs, Mark
Sample complete. Ready to continue?